Fred and Quinn, engaged in a fake relationship for business purposes, find themselves unexpectedly drawn to each other. Their carefully constructed facade is threatened when their attraction leads to an intimate moment. Will Fred and Quinn be able to maintain their facade, or will this incident shatter their carefully constructed charade? How will they explain this to the children? Will they succumb to the undeniable attraction growing between them, or will they continue to suppress their feelings for the sake of their plan? What will happen to their fake engagement now that their emotions have become so deeply intertwined?
"Shall we?" he asked. "Yes, thank you," she said in a clipped tone. And then they rode silently, each lost in their own thoughts, until they arrived at Roosevelt Memorial Hospital. Fred opened his mouth to say something, but Quinn was already out of the car, shutting the door behind her. With a small wave, she continued into the hospital to begin making her rounds. She knew it would be good to focus her attention on work for a while, with no creeping thoughts of Fred Smith. Fred drove away, still bothered. This woman ran so hot and cold. Did she even know what she wanted? For that matter, did he? Fred's mind raced all the way to the RexCorp headquarters, where he knew a marketing strategy meeting would consume most of his morning. He could certainly focus on that. Unfortunately, Fred's thoughts were still a muddle when he left work later that day. All the way back to the penthouse, he thought about Quinn and the children, and how happy his parents had been to meet Quinn. He could always tell when they were pretending to like one of his paramours, but there had been none of that last night. They had been genuinely impressed by her. Fred realized that the venerable Peter Smith and his wife Marcy would be as disappointed as the children later on, when the fake engagement had ended and he had to fabricate the breakup. He knew that this arrangement of his and Quinn's was helping them both, but at the moment, all he could think about was who it might hurt in the end. He didn't like that thought at all. Perhaps he'd just have to make the engagement last as long as he could. Just then, Fred's phone rang. It was Quinn's number. He answered using the hands-free feature in the car. "Quinn?" he asked. "No, this is Sammy," answered a child's voice. "Sammy, is everything all right?" "Denny and I think you need to come over right away." "Has something happened, honey?" he asked. "Does your mom know you're calling?" "Be there or be square," yelled a voice in the background that he recognized as Denny, Sammy's brother. "We need to talk to you, please, in person. Please come over." "Thank you," said Sammy, immediately hanging up the phone. Fred was intrigued. Quinn had been right, he guessed. Sammy did have questions now and would be relentless in getting answers. Well, he thought as he turned toward Quinn's house, if they think I'm about to be their stepfather, then I'd better take this seriously. Fred arrived at Quinn's house to find Nora in the kitchen preparing dinner, and the children sitting patiently on the living room couch, watching a cartoon. "Hey, kids. Is your mother here?" he asked. Denny reached for the remote and clicked the television off. "She's still at the hospital," he explained. "What's going on then?" asked Fred, wondering if he was really equipped for this moment. "We're not babies," Denny began. "No, pal, of course you're not." Fred felt his heart quicken and sweat begin to collect on his forehead. "You were in bed with our mom," accused Sammy coldly. "Oh, that, yes. I can see what that might look to you. The fact is, Quinn and I were out having a nice dinner with my parents, and she felt sick. I had to get her out of there quickly before she..." "Blah!" yelled Denny, pretending rather dramatically to throw up. "Well, yes, that," laughed Fred. "She wasn't going to make it home or to the penthouse. So we went to a hotel, and she was sick. I left her there to rest and feel better, and then picked her up again this morning." "With your shirt off?" asked Sammy, folding her arms and not buying Fred's story for a minute. Fred had to think fast. What could he tell the children? "I wasn't going to tell you because "It's not very nice, actually," he began. "What do you mean?" asked Denny. "She didn't make it all the way to the bathroom. She threw up. Some of it hit my shirt." "Gross," giggled Denny, pretending to vomit all over the place. "Oh," said Sammy dryly. "So, she threw up on your shirt last night, but you still didn't wear a shirt in the morning. Or she threw up on your shirt this morning when you checked on her, and then you let our mom go to work at the hospital while she was still sick? Which way did it happen?" "Good Lord, this kid is good," thought Fred, starting to panic. Well, that is to say, Fred struggled to find his next words, in response to a little girl whose scrutiny was proving more competent than the average federal prosecutor. "Mr. Smith," said Sammy, "do you even love our mother? The lady you are engaged to?" Just then, the front door opened and Quinn stepped through, surprised to see Fred sitting on the living room couch with her children. "Oh," she said, confused. "Fred?" Fred immediately looked at Quinn with all the fluster of a deer in the headlights and shrugged. "I'm waiting for an answer," said Sammy. "Mr. Smith, do you love our mother? Well, do you?" Fred sat in stunned silence. What should he say now?
Fred, caught completely off guard, stared at Sammy, then at Quinn, who was watching him with an expression that was both curious and apprehensive. He opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out. Will Fred be able to answer Sammy's question truthfully? How will Quinn react to Fred's answer, if he gives one at all? Will this unexpected interrogation change the course of their arrangement? And what will happen next in this complicated web of lies and unexpected emotions?
Hey, I'm Jenny. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of A Mother's Battle.